I was always hoping for your review. If she likes it, I'm reassured.
I sent you a message.
Yeah,
This film is
yeah, I know, I
excellent and
know,
you're excellent
I
in
know.
it.
Gaurav calls me and tells me कि भाई वेनिस में अपना सिलेक्शन हो गया and I was like don't fuck with me ये मजाक करने वाली चीज नहीं है you can't play with my feelings.
I will never do something only to be in a festival. I'm a hard believer of commercial entertainment films.
I'm amazed how much you already know about this film. Thanks for really putting in the work in it.
Tej Bal and Abhishek Banerjee. Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
Sucharita.
Congratulations. Finally, Stolen is coming to India for the Indian audience to see. First of all, tell me, do you remember that moment, Karan, when you found out that this film is premiering at Venice Film Festival, the notoriously most difficult film festival to get accepted into?
I remember it very clearly. Leading up to that moment, everybody, including myself, actually was like, Venice mein to nahi ho sakta. Just like you said, the notoriously difficult festival to get into. And we had submitted the film to both Toronto and Venice. And we had sent in a rough cut because we weren't ready with our final cut then. So there was no chance. I mean, I had no expectations whatsoever. And when I found out about it, I live in Goa, and so I was in a bit of a bad signal area. And Gaurav calls me and tells me कि भाई वेनिस में अपना सिलेक्शन हो गया and I was like don't fuck with me ये मजाक करने वाली चीज नहीं है you can't play with my feelings. I mean, I didn't even believe it when he told me, but yeah, it was true. And I mean, I was just I was overwhelmed, completely overwhelmed.
Now, Abhishek, I know that there was a while when this film, before it became what it became, you weren't sure that you wanted to do this movie, right?
Yeah.
What was that hesitation? Why were you hesitating?
No, I was not believing in the conflict. Matlab, I was like, why is like, why is my character like taking a step? What is the motivation? बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही थी. मतलब ये believe करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा था that you can get that kind of a righteous whatever morality structure of mind while dealing with a crisis like this when somebody has been hit with bullet and there's a crowd after you. And I just couldn't comprehend the fact. I'm like, yeah, this is not seeming like doable. Like, so we had many difference in opinions with that, and we continued arguing, debating on the script. I think kuch ek डेढ़ साल tak, because also the film got pushed because of COVID and stuff like that. So we kept debating. Finally, we arrived at a point that why don't we make it family, brothers, and then everything changed. Then we didn't need to like, build the chemistry of friends. Then we didn't need any dialogues, जहाँ पे we say कि अरे तुझे याद है हम कॉलेज में ऐसे थे and all that. So we so we already knew that okay, they are brothers, they have a history, they have a strong family bond relationship, and they have differences, and now they are, at difference of opinion with regards to us with one crisis.
Yeah, I think I want to put this interview out once the film is already on Amazon, give people an opportunity to watch it and then really
Mm,
understand and feel what the process of making a film like this looks like. Karan, you've
mm,
said in interviews recently and earlier, in fact, you said this in Venice as well, that you're calling yourself out with this movie as well. What would you have done if you were in a scenario like that? Interestingly, Neeraj Khewan, whose film just premiered at Cannes, said the exact same thing to me a week and a half ago about his film Homebound, that he's also calling himself out in his complicity with patriarchy with his film. Why do you think this level of honesty is required in cinema from a filmmaker where they acknowledge their own complicity with the state of the world, as opposed to looking down at the audience and being like, let me teach you a thing or two?
I mean, I can only speak about it for myself. I believe that films can only be made when the filmmaker can find. I mean, me, I can only make films when I find my heart in them, and unless and until I can make. And the only world that I know is personally my own worldview. As much as I might objectively look at the world and study it and etc. etc. What I really know deeply is myself, and that is why I think that until I can find that very deeply personal space within a film, within telling a story, I think it can never be genuine and honest. And very 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 early in this project, I kind of found my heart in this film. I found my personality, myself in this film, and I could really feel and I mean almost imagine the experience. I say that it very casually. I would say at this stage also as to what is it that I'm talking about. And then as I spent time learning about these characters, this world, this phenomenon, I think more and more I realized that it is nothing but a mirror to myself and nothing else at all. And I don't know this answer, Sucharita, that would I stand up? But I think that now that I have made this film, I would be far more embarrassed if I didn't stand up. And I think that is the call out that I have spoken about.
I know Abhishek has to run to catch a flight right now. उसके रूम में लाइटिंग भी चेंज हो रही है हर 2 सेकंड में, and I think he's looking sideways toward his team. You have to run, huh? You really
No,
have to
no.
leave right now?
No. Talk. Yeah. Don't give me anxiety.
You're
So,
giving me anxiety, Pila. I'm not giving you anxiety. Look at me. I'm like fully prepared to talk about this film. I sent you a message.
yeah,
This film is
I
excellent and
know.
you're excellent
I know.
in it.
I know. I was always hoping for your review. I was actually waiting because she's the one who I always keep asking that ये अच्छी है क्या? स्त्री वन पे भी यही हुआ था ना, did you like it? And then I get reassured. So if she likes it, I'm reassured.
Stop. Um, One of the moments in this film, Abhishek, for your character that really stood out for me was the first time your character, the elder brother, says Jhumpa's name from his mouth is in a moment where she is useful to the brothers. When they are in that ruin, and she's sort of looking out for them and protecting them. Uske pehle, he doesn't even address her directly. They're traveling together, but there's that caste hierarchy. Bansalji will not talk to this tribal woman for whatever reasons. What was the point while working with Karan on this film that you realized that this film is talking so deeply, not just about that incident, but about the hierarchies that are in society that we just don't even notice anymore or ever
Yeah,
did?
everywhere in the world like these days. And the whole thing is that sometimes how invisible one human can be to another human. That, wow. I mean, and the light reacts
You're invisible
exactly
to
at a
me
nice,
right now.
I know, right? What's happening, guys? It's a hotel light.
Hierarchies.
So yeah, I mean that thing really hit me. Yeah, matlab, sometimes you are not even relating to another human being. You don't want their name. They're like Didi, Bhaiya, Dada to you. You know, and it takes probably a crisis to for Gotham to really see. That's the first time actually I'm looking at Jhumpa. उससे पहले मैं eye contact भी नहीं बना रहा उसके साथ. I don't want her in the car. I don't want her around. And the problem is her for Gotham. And then everything shifts. The minute it's about his own brother, its own blood and everything. Now you need help. And how many times often we have seen the underprivileged or the lesser privileged coming out and helping more than the privileged ones, especially on the roads.
Yeah.
गाड़ियां
Yeah.
पास हो जाती हैं, गाड़ियां पास होती रहती हैं, आसपास के लोग आके हेल्प करते हैं, पूरा पूरा गांव आके हेल्प करता है. और उसी हाईवे पे, एक्सप्रेस हाईवे पे, मतलब बहुत सारी गाड़ियां सट 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 करके निकलती रहती हैं. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर गौतम्स. सो बहुत कम रमन्स की गाड़ियां जो है रुकती हैं किसी सड़क पे टू हेल्प समबडी. And I've been through a situation like that. I've been through a
Yeah.
situation in Karnataka rural, highway where it was very difficult for me to manage the crowd. And I thought
Yeah.
I'm this Delhi alpha boy who can handle any situation. But in that situation, I got really scared. Like I didn't know what to do. And when I heard someone say कि तू क्या हीरो बन रहा है, everything changed for me. Like the मतलब हीरो बनने ही आया था बॉम्बे, बट अगर लाइफ में हीरो बनने के मतलब ये मतलब हो सकते हैं. सो लाइक थिंग्स कैन जस्ट गो ऑफ एनी टाइम.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it really compelled all of us to like question ourselves, the kind of choices we would actually make.
This incident, you've spoken about this earlier as well. I was listening to some interviews and you were lucky you got out unscathed, but the incident that inspired this film did not end on a note that even the film is bold enough to acknowledge. In 2018, the mob lynching incident from Assam. How long? Now, I will link to that article in the description of this video below so people can read what the incident was. But how long did the story stay with you, Karan? You set it in locales that you grew up in Rajasthan, you know the landscape, you know the people, and you know their attitude and their behavior. How long was the story in your brain before it poured out?
Firstly, I'm amazed how much you already know about this film. Thanks for really putting in the work in it. But yeah, Sucharita, it was something that initially was, I mean, of course, being a filmmaker and a storyteller, when I was affected by what I saw, the videos, not, I mean, that's where it started for me. It was firstly just a kind of trying to unpack what the fuck is going on. I mean, what is this in our country? I mean, how is this normal that you are wrongfully accused of a crime you have nothing to do with and then brutalized in such a inhumane matter? And at first, it almost, my first reaction is this horrible country, these people, what the hell? And then as I started to unpack it, I really got to understand the complexity of it, and the sort of victimization of the mob as well. I mean, they were even as much as the victims who they attacked, they were just as equally as much victims as them. And it was only after a lot of unpacking, that the story started to form, and the reason why the two brothers, of course, because of a direct connection with the two that I had read about and seen videos, and then the character of Jhumpa representing that mob. It was very, very important to me. And the mob in the film is kind of faceless, as you've seen. I mean, I did not want to give them a name or give them a face as if, oh, this is the bad guy, because there is no bad people in this film. It's only bad situations. And so yeah, I mean, I lived with this story for almost a year and a half, 2 years, where I during the time which I wrote a kind of like a treatment, to just sort of put it out on paper. But the real work started after I met Gaurav and I pitched him that treatment, and then we really started to write the screenplay and and set it into story form. So most of my, I mean, work does stay with me for a while as it's sort of being ingested and digested and unpacked, and then one fine day something will come of it, and that's sort of how I think most writers I think work that way.
Abhishek, anytime I talk to you, is at the end of some super hit film that you've done. And more often than not, it is some mainstream commercial masala hit where there's singing and dancing involved and comedy and things like that. It's rarely that we get to speak about films like Stolen, because you said this also, that, now that you feel like you have some semblance of power and authority, you can enable an independent filmmaker's film to get where it can at least take the first step towards getting there. So in this, like, do you feel the pressure of being like, mat kar, abhi ye to tera shuru hua hai, abhi se tu kyun festival filmon mein ghusne ke lag raha hai? Do you feel that noise,
nahin,
that
in
voice?
fact, no, not at all. I will never do something only to be in a festival. I mean, I'm a hard believer of commercial entertaining films. And I think Stolen को भी हाँ बोलने का main reason यही था कि this is an entertaining film. It's engaging.
It certainly
It's
is.
an
It's a
edge
thriller.
of the seat thriller. Like you can't really blink your eyes. You're just like, engrossed with the entire crisis of all the characters. So for me, that was the decision maker. They came to me selling a road action thriller. So I didn't imagine this to go to festival like Venice Film Festival and all that. And the first time that happened, I was in like, whoa, that's something which we none of us actually imagined. We wanted to send it to festivals and see how it's going to, how the festival market will react to it. But none of us actually imagined that it's going to be selected in a festival with a rough cut. We sent Venice the
Hmm.
rough cut, and उन्होंने rough cut पे हाँ बोला था. So yeah, and now that it's getting an Amazon release, it has these 4 EPs and everything. For me, it's a completely mainstream commercial film, which is going to be watched
Yeah.
by like 190 countries. तो मत और आइडिया ही वही है यार डरना तो है ही नहीं बिकॉज आई थिंक यू हैव टू बिलीव इन यू दैट यू हैव कनेक्ट विद द ऑडियंस एंड यू कैन ब्रिंग इन द ऑडियंस and entertain them in whichever film you are, whatever the genre is. And the idea is to get the so-called indie into mainstreams and to tell the audience that festival films are not always boring because there's a perception apart from the cinephiles ki हाँ ये तो art film है. But Jaane Bhi Do Yaro is also an art film, independent made film. And it is, I
Yeah.
think, probably the best comedy films of art, like, the entire generation of filmmakers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a huge confusion around, and probably what I'm trying to do is clear out the confusion.
And it shouldn't be two mutually exclusive things as well. Like, for those who don't know, Monsoon Wedding premiered at Venice. It won at Venice.
Exactly.
And has there been a more mainstream masala entertaining film than Monsoon Wedding ever?
Correct,
Um,
correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
मेरे पास इतने पैसे नहीं है कि मैं सारे फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स ट्रैवल करूं, पर अगर मैं वेनिस में होती 2023 में आपकी फिल्म के टाइम पे, तो मैंने तभी से शोर मचाना शुरू कर दिया होता, विच इज व्हाट आई ट्राई टू डू व्हेन आई गो टू दीस फेस्टिवल्स, ऑलराइट?
Hmm.
I try to really make a noise around the Indian films that are there. And must tell you this. In Toronto, I was walking the streets just doing my thing at TIFF, and your producer came up to me and he's like, "We've made this film and it just premiered at Venice. Will you please talk about the movie?" I was like, "Please come to me when the film is available because I am not covering Venice. I don't have the money to cover Venice. But please," and I'm so glad that the film is available to watch now.
Yeah.
Um, the one of the questions that the film is asking, this question is to both of you, Abhishek and Karan, that how and when did Indian men get so comfortable with violence? When did this happen? Why are we okay with just being angry all the time and taking out our angers in lawless ways? Do you think this film is also questioning that, or is that just my interpretation, Karan? Is your film actually questioning that?
You know, definitely, that's how I looked at it. Like I mentioned to you, that the first time I came across this, I looked at it in that way. But you know, when you unpeel that layer of why, you realize that the lives of the many is so up against the wall that they find no other outlet for that sort of helplessness outside of violence. Mob violence has been a very long-standing, historically been a part of the subcontinent, probably around the world. I can only talk about the subcontinent currently, and we've had a history of mob violence, mobs collecting and being violent for good and for bad. Revolutions wouldn't happen if there was no mobs collecting. But today, the reason, especially when I say talk about stolen or this idea of vigilante justice, whether for the right or for the wrong, it all sort of stems from a back against the wall situation that they find themselves in, a lack of state services, a lack of any kind of accountability, a lack of any trust in the system. I mean, all of these, and the need to get justice, this very innate need to get justice. I mean, I make movies because I feel that there is injustice. People fight big fights because of injustice, and so this is the same thing, and yes, their means are wrong. This is the worst kind of way to deal with the situation, but that's the unfortunate part, that all they are asking for is their sort of just for a little bit of justice, and trying to find some kind of accountability for what they are facing.
For your character also, Abhishek, like the violence, is it within him as well? It's a different kind of violence. It's a more sort of,
Mm.
maybe, the violence of apathy, of not caring enough for anybody except
Mm.
himself. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Apathy is
I
also
think,
violent.
yeah, exactly. And I think, see, Gotham is completely, some people have a very small world, and I think that's what Gotham
Mm.
comes from. He has a very small world. He is not awake yet, and that's exactly what GDR produces to always say that it's a transformation story. You're basically transforming into this human who is like, finally awake. And that's the kind of experience I went through while, shooting the film, because throughout the film, I was like, hating my character. I was like, what an asshole, yeah. I would probably, stand by and all that. But then while doing it, I'm like, will I actually do this? Will I actually get out of my way? Probably miss a family wedding, and start doing this? And how would I react if I had a sibling? All those thoughts started creeping in. And by the end of it, when I actually took action, my character took action, I realized that why, and I kept questioning Katie. I kept asking him that what is the motivation, which was my major conflict with them since day one. कि कर क्यों रहा है ये, इतना क्यों हेल्प कर रहा है, ऐसा क्या हो गया है इसको? And then realize that, after such a bad fall, you know, there's nothing left, and there's no other option but to rise. At some point, at some level, the conscience will rise, and you will get to that point where you will react to this. So I think that is what happened. It was all like very organic. None of it was very much planned the way we're going to do it. We didn't know how we're going to do it, how the characters are going to react to the crowd. We didn't know how the mob is going to react to us. Everything was just like, based on trust and sometimes
Mm.
mistrust also. Yeah.
Mm.
So it was happening parallelly to the character and to the film. And about violence, I think the most beautiful thing which I had noticed in all these festivals is that how each country reacts to violence. Like in Venice, there was this pin drop silence. People were really, really affected. In BFI London, when I attended some few festivals in BFI London, people were getting the jokes. They were also laughing. They understand, India better than probably any other country. So they were getting the social, messaging and the everything about whatever we are trying to do. Like so it was like a balanced thing. And in Mami, the first half became like almost like a comedy film. People were like enjoying the violence. They were enjoying the idiot of a man Gotham is. They were enjoying that Gotham फंस गया है, you know? उड़ता तीर किसके कान में जा रहा है और इसके आपके जा रहा है. ये लोगों को मजा आ रहा था. They were cheering. They
Mm.
were like, and they were calling me. I remember आंटी बोल रही है कितना idiot है ये. In the audience. So I was like, yeah, how is this? It's just crazy how the film just changed from one country to another. And then, of course, when you get to a level of max violence, when the mob lynching happens, and you see real blood, when you see someone probably, on the deathbed and stuff like that, that's when it started sinking in with the Indian audience also. So it had to
Yeah.
be, मतलब उतना दिखाना पड़ा ताकि शांति हो. Otherwise, I still remember that when the entire mob comes, वो ट्रेलर में भी शॉट है ना जब पूरा ट्रैक्टर भर के लोग आते हैं. There was this cheer. एक पूरा एक वो था कि हाँ लाइक सो नाउ कि कुछ होगा एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स एवरीथिंग वेंट लाइक डाउन साउथ सो या इट वाज क्वाइट एन एक्सपीरियंस यार.
I really wonder how that makes you feel, Karan. The people cheering and laughing and perhaps enjoying some parts of the film that are not meant to be enjoyed or laughed at or cheered.
Yes.
I mean, like Abhishek said, I think it's that the cultural context that makes people react in a certain way, and I do feel like there are parts in the first half which were in my head and treated like dark humor. Not like laugh out loud dark humor, but yes, kind of laughing at the situation that they are stuck in, and it was very. I mean, we consciously created that moment so that like he said, the fall is even harder. And so, this sort of high octane, kind of dark humor, a little bit in the beginning leads to this very serious moment. And that was but yes, I mean, the Mami screenings were a bit of a surprise for me also. There were, and particularly a couple of places where I was a bit like taken aback, कि भाई, what is, क्या है ये लोग? How are they reacting this way? But it's that cultural context that one can't put a finger on. And like he said, we'd already been to many festivals. We had been to 3-4 festivals by the time Mami came around. In 2 months, the film had traveled to 3-4 festivals already, and the reaction of the Europeans was sort of this, I mean, shock and complete stunned into silence. Which and eventually the Indian audience gets there as well, but yeah, they kind of started on a different note, and it was very interesting and unique actually for me. In fact, to learn
I
how
think I
again.
think it has something to do with mob, the population. I think we are used to seeing a group of
Yeah,
people on
yeah,
the road. कुछ हो गया है, bystanders देख रहे हैं. We are used to watching that.
yeah,
I don't think Europeans are like really used to seeing something like that. There's always like, the services which comes along. यहाँ पे public सबसे पहले help करती है.
yeah.
कोई भी चीज होती है. So it's that. I think they've always seen that around. And during the mob lynching scene, I remember like one old uncle in the village, he actually came to save me. कि अरे अरे क्या कर रहे हो यार क्यों मार रहे हो उसको. So so that's how I think हम लोग हैं. We are used to watching crowd and seeing that kind of chaos on the roads.
Yeah. One auntie ji also comes in Jhapo's
हाँ झाड़ू
Gotham.
मारती है मुझे. हाँ मारती है.
Marti aake. Anyway, so for if you're watching this interview and you've still not seen Stolen, like I said, ये interview movie के release के बाद हम 3-4 दिन बाद upload करेंगे, so you get a better understanding of it. I strongly urge you go watch this film on Amazon Prime Video. It is a stupendous film, Karan. Just incredible. Maybe you and I will have a separate conversation, deep diving into it a little bit more. I would love to pick your brains on more things. But I know Bila has to run, go to the airport, so I will allow him to do that. But thank you for
Thank
making time for
you.
this, Abhishek. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Thank
this very
Suchaita.
much.
Thank you, Suchaita.
Thank you so much. Would
Thank
love to
you.
chat
And see you
again.
soon. See you soon in
Yeah,
India. Yeah.
Bye
let's touch
bye.
base later, boys.
Yes.
Bye.